Who we have with us today is Abdoulaye Beyrete from the government of Sierra Leone. He is the spokesman for the president of Sierra Leone. We have with us Pastor Emmanuel Momo, who is the owner of the diamond. It was his team who found the diamond. We have with us Paramount Chief Paul Sekwi V, who is the chief of the Kono province, which actually has 250,000 people living in it. And we also have with us the actual 5 people who are the digging team. I don't think we have a video from Sierra Leone just yet, but they are there. And we will be making a statement. What I am going to do here is I'm going to maybe share my screen briefly so that you would say you cannot share screen with other participants. You'll have to figure out how you're dealing with this, with the screen business over here. I don't know what's on there, so shut that down. Now, the purpose of the press conference today is actually to provide a tremendous amount of information about the stone itself. And in fact, my good friends, I don't know how close you can see it, but here before you is the diamond. It's an amazing diamond. We'll show you a clear picture of it as soon as I can put my PowerPoint presentation up. It is an amazing diamond for many reasons, not just the diamond itself. Can I have my PowerPoint be showing now? I'm just trying to, can I click on share screen here? I'm going to click on share screen and then you'll get it set up. Now, we're just getting a couple of technical issues done because this really is a rather complicated scenario. Now, the agenda for the conference today will be an introduction, which I will be giving in the next few moments. We will then have the representative of the government of Sierra Leone speaking with us. That will be Abdoulaye Beyrete. We will then have some words from Pastor Emmanuel Momo, who actually is the owner of the diamond, who found the diamond. And we will have the Paramount Chief, Paul Sekwi, also talk. I may ask some questions to keep the discussions lively. Then there'll be some statements by me, where we will also talk about the viewing of the diamond, how the diamond is going to be sold, and where people can actually see this diamond, and how people can bid on the diamond as well. So why don't we begin with asking the representative of the government of Sierra Leone, Abdoulaye Beyrete, why don't you speak and give us a little bit of a background as to what happened here with this diamond and what the government of Sierra Leone's position is regarding the diamond, a bit of the history of how it came to be, and the government's role in the sale of this diamond. So I pass it over to you, Abdoulaye. Please make a bit of a presentation here.
Thank you very much. It's an opportunity, and we thank the Rapaport Group very much for organizing this press conference. Unfortunately, we are not linked on video because it is giving us an alert here that the host has stopped it from that end. So it will have been a pleasure for us to be on video as well. But whilst that is being fixed, we want to say, as a country, we remain very much indebted to Pastor Momo. The reason being, when he found us diamond sometime in March this year, he was very clear. He said, you know, Mr. President, the reason why I brought this diamond forth was we have seen the development efforts you are making in Kono district, particularly in the areas of roads, in the areas of the provision of pipe-borne water, and in the areas of the provision of electricity. And the pastor went on to say, he believed very cogently that if the diamond could be sold in a very transparent way, it will continue to improve the lives of the people, not only in that part of the country, but for every Sierra Leonean. Because for us as a government, in the past, whenever the word diamond is mentioned, we have actually been reminded of the Caprio movie, Blood Diamonds, because the availability of diamonds in the past had been more of a cost to us as a nation, rather than the promotion of human dignity and human security. That is why this diamond, on behalf of the President, His Excellency, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, I would say it is a Sierra Leone peace diamond, and it is the transparent diamond. A diamond that was discovered worth about 709.41 carats at Koryardu village in Kono district in the eastern part of Sierra Leone. And we are very clear. The president reciprocated with the transparency of Pastor Momo by indicating to the nation that this diamond will be sold in the most transparent way, in the most ethical way, with a view that it will continue to improve the lives of our people, and it represents the future of peace and prosperity as a natural resource, which will bring direct benefit to the people of Sierra Leone. And this is where we are as a policy statement on behalf of the government, and we remain very desirous that in all the process, as part of translating the transparency around this diamond, the pastor himself and our respected paramount chief, Sakwi from Tankoro Chiefdom, where the diamond was found, eventually we involve them in all the process altogether. That way, we will be able to make sure, while Sierra Leone is a member of the Kimberley process, while Sierra Leone is a member of the transparency, extractive transparency initiative, the EITI, we believe that our involvement in this process will further add testimony to the fact that we still have very clean diamonds in Sierra Leone, we have peace diamonds in Sierra Leone, and we have diamonds that will transform the lives of the people of this country as long as they continue to go through the legal channel which Sierra Leone continue to pride itself with.
Abdullah, thank you very much. Abdullah, I want to ask you something, and I want you to confirm something, that the president of Sierra Leone and the government of Sierra Leone agree to designate this diamond and to name this diamond the Peace Diamond. Is that agreed?
It is agreed, and on behalf of His Excellency the President, I can say this is the Sierra Leone Peace Diamond, and we are happy to partner with a very credible group like Rapaport Group for them to market this Peace Diamond on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. And I think for all the media listening in today, I encourage you to recognize the fact this is not just a 709-carat diamond. There's much more to this. This is the Peace Diamond. This is a diamond that is going to benefit hundreds of thousands of people in Sierra Leone. More than 50% of the revenue that this diamond creates, the sale of this diamond creates, will go to help the people of Sierra Leone. Certainly the villages and the locations, but also the people of Sierra Leone. This is a beautiful diamond, not just because of its physical characteristics and what we're going to make from it, and it's a complicated diamond. This is an amazingly beautiful diamond because the money from this diamond is going to create tremendous benefit to people who don't have necessarily clean water, who don't have education, who don't have electricity. This diamond will create hope, and it'll create economic benefit to hundreds of thousands of people. So calling this diamond the Peace Diamond is very significant because it's much more than just a diamond. It's the hope and it's the dream of thousands of people in Sierra Leone. I'd like to now ask Pastor Emmanuel Momo to say a few words about how you found this diamond, how you feel about this diamond, what is your thinking about this diamond, and also a bit of background about yourself. So Pastor Emmanuel, why don't you speak with us, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Martin Rapaport. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the move you are taking towards this Peace Diamond. We have a confidence in you that you'll be the right person to offer us the best out of the sale of this diamond. I cannot tell you exactly how much the price or what are we going to get from this diamond, but as you begin to narrate the entire plan and the progress that this nation, Sierra Leone, we are in need of, like clean water. You began to think about it, how much it costs for us to have, to bring a pure water in our district, to bring a good road network, to bring a school with a modern technology, think about electricity, and many other values that we need in our district and in our country as a whole. So if you look at all this, and that's what we call the diamond, Peace Diamond, and it's a diamond for development. And this diamond is thousands of artisanal miners are running, looking for it to see how they can improve their life. So we believe that this diamond is going to be the bridge to build the life of artisanal miners and even the nation and the pastor himself.
Oh, thank you very much. Paramount Chief Paul Sacri V. Paramount Chief had a very important role in what we've seen going on here. And he was very instrumental in making sure the diamond made its way directly to the president of the country. Tell us how you feel about this diamond and what you think, why it's so important for the Kono district, and what happened when you received the diamond. How did you feel about this? What was your feelings, and what are your thoughts about this diamond, Paramount Chief Sacri V?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Martin. Good to see you again. How I felt when I saw the diamond. I started seeing the fulfillment of my dreams. My dreams have always been for this country, especially the artisanal miner, to benefit from the diamonds that they punish or they suffer to acquire. We now have an opportunity for a diamond found in Sierra Leone, instead of being bought in some dark corner room in somebody's office, for it to be publicly placed in public tender. What I'm excited about is that if this were to come out successfully, this is going to encourage other artisanal miners to bring forth their diamonds instead of smuggling them, or instead of getting robbed by unscrupulous businessmen that pass for dealers. So when the pastor brought this diamond to my attention, I did not even think about it. I did not even pay attention to the enticement. I ran with it to the government. And here we are today, 7 months later. Sierra Leone is being placed on the map. And I pray that it's successful so that Pastor Momo and his diggers will benefit from this diamond, so that the government of Sierra Leone will use the proceeds to develop the village of Koryardu and other parts of this country. So as I sit here, I feel very proud and excited. My only prayer is for this to end successfully, and we'll use it as a story to convince other artisanal miners that they don't have to smuggle their diamonds. They can bring it to the government, and the government will be able to deal with them judiciously.
I did. Thank you very much.
We have a little echoing going on here.
I'm off. Okay. Thank you very much, Harry. Could you make sure that you're off of mute, please? Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a few moments, and I'm going to first of all go through a little bit of a slide presentation so you can take a few looks at the diamonds, and then I'm going to talk about the operational aspects of what we're doing here and how we're going to actually sell this diamond in the correct manner, and I'll also talk about the special aspects of the diamond. First of all, I think we can all see an actual picture of the diamond. This is not a simple diamond, my friends. This is the 14th largest diamond in the world. And Gabby, if you're listening, and please change that background information we're going to be distributing to the press in the 14th diamond. It is a diamond which has many diamonds within it. Different people look at this diamond and they see different things in it. And they say, well, I can make a 100-carat around, I can make another 50-carat or so. This is probably one of the most complicated diamonds in the world, with many different opinions about what can come out of this diamond physically. You see oxidation inside here, which is these red streaks that you see, and that's kind of hiding the color and maybe tinting it a bit, but that will come out obviously when one polishes the diamond. We had a video of it. You can see here Pastor Momo actually holding the diamond to get an idea of its triangular shape, and I think we actually showed it to you before, but I can actually show you the diamond more physically. All of these images will be made available to the media and other people as well on our Google Docs share file after this conference. So don't worry, you can get a copy of the PowerPoint presentation today and, of course, all the images. This is our chief, the Paramount Chief, who just spoke with you, and this is his image as well. Here you have an image of the diamonds when it arrived to Israel. On the far right of this image is, of course, Pastor Momo, Pastor Emmanuel. Next to him is Chief Sakwi, then Martin Rapaport, and then Israel Rapaport, who was very instrumental in doing this deal and talking and negotiating and handling everything with the government of Sierra Leone. This is a slide where you can see what it was like as we were sitting here and working and thinking, how are we going to do the diamonds? And it's very important to notice this isn't just the Rapaport Group. This is the Rapaport Group with the chief, with the pastor, and the pastor's person that works with him. So we are working very closely together with the government of Sierra Leone and with Pastor Momo and with the community to make sure that everything we do is transparent, everything we do is agreed upon and correct. This is a public issue here, and it's not just, here's another diamond for sale. This is the diamond that all of the people of Sierra Leone are looking at and questioning. What is going on with this diamond? Is it being smuggled? Are we going to get fair market value for this diamond? And so there's a lot of attention on this diamond. You see me here discussing the diamond again with the pastor and his man. Here I'm looking at the diamond and actually making notes about it. And here you can see the smiles of the pastor and the Paramount Chief. Now, what are the principles that we have in front of us? So first of all, you can consider that the Rapaport Group has two jobs. And I'd like to point out that the Rapaport Group is not charging any money for our services here. The government has appointed us as the marketing and sales agent for this diamond and for the government and for the people of Sierra Leone. And we are now going to be doing this, and we're doing it free of charge because we believe in this diamond. This isn't just a diamond, as you'll hear me talk about in a few moments. So first of all, transparency is of utmost importance. The history has been the diamonds from Sierra Leone, from the artisanal sector particularly, have been involved in all kinds of ways of selling and distribution. We are going to be 100% transparent with every aspect of this diamond. Competitive. It is going to be vital that we run a system where there is more than one bidder and that there is a competitive environment for the purchase of the diamond. And our goal is to get fair market value with multiple bidders bidding for the diamond. So that's going to be our goal from the operational side. Now, it's very important to understand this isn't just another diamond. This is a diamond that benefits the people of Sierra Leone. We're talking about a 15% royalty charge right off the top without any deduction of any expenses. Then we're talking about a 30% income tax on any income that comes from the diamond to the people of Sierra Leone, including the pastor and his group. He's also going to be distributing parts of the revenue of this diamond to the 5 diggers who actually worked to find the diamond. I think they'll be getting something like 20%. Imagine this. Imagine all this money coming into Sierra Leone instead of disappearing into the underground market, to the black markets. And now the pastor himself is saying that he wants to do some things with education with the money left over. So what we're going to be seeing here, I guess, is an economic shock to the grassroots economic infrastructure of Sierra Leone, because this money is going to be going out in the government expenditures and the tax expenditures. This is going to be going out with people who are going to get this money inside of Sierra Leone. There'll be a multiplier effect. And so you're going to be getting a lot of very, very poor people, people who make $1 a day. They're going to be getting the benefit of this diamond. There will be a video also released. I can send you my son, Shimshon Rapaport, traveled to Sierra Leone, verified the story, went to where the diamond was actually found, the pit. And you'll be able to see all that in a video, which we'll be releasing to you as well. The other big point I think that was mentioned by the Paramount Chief is that we are encouraging the formalization of the artisanal sector, particularly of Sierra Leone. I know that there's taxes, 15%, 30%, but selling the diamond legitimately gives the artisanal sector the money locally within the country, so the benefits are multiplied. So what we're doing here is we're encouraging the formalization of the artisanal sector of Sierra Leone and hopefully other artisanal sectors. We're creating legitimacy where before there were a lot of questions about what comes out of Sierra Leone, what comes to the artisanal sector. And we really, really have to congratulate both the Momo with both Pastor Momo, because look at what the president of Sierra Leone said. He said, "I thank the local chief and his people for not smuggling the diamond out of the country. And the owners, that's Momo, who get what is due to them and will also benefit the country as a whole." The point here is, for the first time, I don't know if it's the exact first time, we are seeing the legitimate and the legitimization of the distribution of artisanal diamonds from Sierra Leone. And this is a very encouraging step, and it will encourage other people to trust the government and say, "I found a diamond, Government of Sierra Leone, can you help me sell it in a fair market value manner?" The diamonds that make the world a better place is our marketing on this. What we're telling the world is, it's one thing to have a beautiful diamond, a deep flawless, a type 2A, wonderful. There's lots of these diamonds around, my friends. But what's really special now is that we are talking about a diamond that's not just going to be a diamond. Maybe it's not a deep flawless, obviously, but we're talking about a diamond that is going to create food, electricity, clean water, medical attention, education, roads, bridges. Imagine for a minute this diamond that was found in the Kono province in the city of Koryardu. I have no time remembering it. No water, no electricity, no school, no bridges, no water. When it rains, you can't even leave the village because the water around you is so high and there's no bridges to get to the market. And now we're talking about an environment that will change because of this diamond. This diamond will make the world a better place. Now, that is not just something that is good for the people of Sierra Leone. Think about the gifting of this diamond. When you give someone a diamond, what are you giving them? You're giving them something of value. You're giving them something that sparkles. That's all great. But think about this for a minute. What about the fact that you're helping people? Doesn't that give the diamond, like I'll call it, spiritual sparkle? Doesn't that make the diamond? How's the woman going to feel getting a diamond when she knows thousands of people have benefited from this diamond? So this idea that the benefit of the diamond to the world is part of the diamond brand, where we're talking about the Peace Diamond, is an awesomely powerful marketing concept. This is not like any other diamond, because this diamond really makes the world a better place by providing economic opportunity, by providing necessary vital infrastructure to some of the poorest people in the world. You can't do a better good deed. You can't do a better mitzvah than buying such a diamond and gifting such a diamond. So this idea of diamonds that make the world a better place is fundamental to the marketing of the Sierra Leone Peace Diamond and all the polish that comes out of it. I will point out that we will be certifying the polished diamonds that come out of the rough, whoever buys the rough, if they so choose, as polished Peace Diamonds. The viewing schedule. What we've done is we brought the diamond first to Belgium because that was the only really way to move it as well. And we also worked with some of the biggest experts in the world in Belgium to assess the diamond initially. But from the next 2 weeks, we're going to expect the diamond to be in Israel. Again, this schedule can change. But October 16th to October 27th, we're basically planning for the diamond to be in Israel. October 30th to November 10th in Belgium. New York from November 13th until, well, they say December 30th. That's obviously a mistake. It's December 4th because, and we have to correct the slide, Gabby, before we release it, because here's the big news for everybody. This diamond is going to be auctioned in New York on December 4th, Monday evening, and it's going to be very exciting. I can promise you that. This is the night before the Sotheby's auction, which is on the Tuesday, and the Christie's auction, which is on Wednesday. We also intend to do a lot with the Thanksgiving news cycle about the diamond and about how this diamond benefits the people of Sierra Leone. And so we're going to be talking about diamonds that make the world a better place. And we're going to be trying to position this, and not trying, we will with God's help, positioning this into the Thanksgiving news cycle and selling this diamond along with the other large diamonds that are being sold in New York just before the Christmas holiday. People who would like appointments, we are committed to making it possible for everyone who is legitimately capable and interested in buying this diamond to see the diamond and to be able to bid for the diamond. So the Rapaport Group is ensuring that the diamond is in viewing. We're intending to have a special viewing. I'll talk to you a little bit about events in the next few minutes that we'll be holding. But the diamond will be shown in Israel, in the Israel Diamond Exchange. Right now, as we sit here, I don't know if you can see in my screen at all besides that, but this diamond is being viewed by people pretty much every day, every hour here. You want to see my, I don't know if I can show the video or not, but I don't think they can see it on the screen at this time. But let's go back to my screen here so we can keep moving here. So this idea that the diamond is available for viewing, it's not a secret, it's not being hidden. This is part of the transparency commitment and also the capability of the Rapaport Group with offices all around the world. So anyone, anywhere, who is a legitimate buyer is invited to see this diamond, and we will go out of our way to do everything we can to ensure that the diamond is viewed and fairly by everybody who has a legitimate interest in it. I also point out that the Rapaport Group is compliant with all Patriot Act rules, and so the diamond will only be sold to companies that are in compliance with the Patriot Act and Office of Foreign Asset Control, U.S. OFAC regulations. There's also media contacts that if you have any questions, we will go out of our way to make sure to give the media all the information that we can. We have some videos, and again, we have a fascinating video of the actual place, the village where the diamond was found. It's not as professional as we'd like because my son, Shimshon, was out there with a photographer for a few weeks traveling around in what you could call bush country. But in any case, I think it's very informative and very interesting. Our team here, by the way, Israel Rapaport is sitting to my right. He is going to be and has been working with the government of Sierra Leone to ensure that everything is done in a correct manner. Joshua Kirsch, sitting to my left over here, will be in charge of the physical proximity of the diamond. And Miley Spiegel, who's not here at this moment, are some of the most senior Rapaport people, will be with the diamond all the time. We will not let it out of our sight. I'd like to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to ask questions as well. But just before I do, I would like to make a few important points about the diamond. Please understand that the diamond's physical characteristics are what they are. You can't really add value to it other than making sure that everyone in the world has an opportunity to see this diamond and figure out how to cut it. I'd also like to make a more important point where the Rapaport Group believes that we can add value for this diamond. What makes this diamond special, unique, super, is the way it's going to help the people of Sierra Leone. And this whole idea of diamonds that make a world a better place, I'm afraid to call it a fair trade diamond because of the rules of the Fair Trade Organization, but it's certainly a development diamond. But this whole idea that the diamond industry is about helping people, the diamond industry is about empowering people, is huge, great idea. And that's what we are now selling. That's the added value that the Rapaport Group hopes to bring to this diamond by showing and by being transparent about how the funding of this diamond is going to go out there and it's going to help these people. I do point out also the diamond is very important politically for the people of Sierra Leone who feel, my God, just think about what's going on there, right? You got villages, no water, no electricity, you've heard me this. But you've had a terrible mudslide. You've had Ebola. These people have gone through hell. It's time for them to get the benefit of the natural resources. So when I speak to the chief, or when I speak to the pastor, and they say to me, Rapaport, hundreds of millions of dollars of diamonds have come out of the Kono district. Yeah, we have no roads, no roads. We have no bridges. We have no infrastructure. This diamond is the beginning of the answer to that question. Because for the first time, we will be able to monitor, transparently see what will happen with the many millions of dollars that this diamond will bring to the government and the people of Sierra Leone. So this is the beginning of a whole new approach to diamond marketing in my view, and I think that it's going to be very, very successful. I'd like to open up now. Let me just see if there's anything else I wanted to say. No, but if I just want to make sure that people understand. For me, personally, this is a labor of love. I really believe that the diamond industry has an opportunity to do what's right, to really make the world a better place. And so when I see artisanal diggers and I go out there and I go to the villages and I see what's going on, and I recognize the potential the diamond has to create better lives, it excites me and it really makes me feel like, hey, there's a reason God put these amazing diamonds, gave these amazing diamonds, I should say, to the poorest people in the world and wanted and created desire and demand among the richest people of the world. There's a reason, I must say it again and clearly, that God gave these diamonds to the poorest people in the world and made the richest people in the world desire them. And by fulfilling this, I'll call it Hebrew tikkun olam, this fixing of the world story, where we're able to bring the diamonds to the rich people, to the wealthy people, from the poorest people, and make sure that the poorest people, they get the true benefit of the natural resources. I believe that this is really holy work. I believe that this is really, really what the diamond industry is about. So thank you all, and let's go to questions. Ari, will you manage the questions for us? I have Ari Gershon here with us, who hopefully is managing the questions. And by the way, thank you everybody for participating in this call as well. So questions.
Thank you very much. And thank you for that presentation. But just so you know, we have civil society representatives here, as well as journalists in this press conference from Sierra Leone, just so that if they have any questions, I'm sure the panel over there will be able to appreciate them.
Yes, why don't we start with the questions from the Sierra Leone journalists?
Yeah. My name is Saiduba, and I represent...
A little louder, please.
I'm Saiduba. I represent AFP Media Agency. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please put your question forward.
Yes, my question is about the quality of the diamond. What is your assessment of the quality of the diamond?
Well, you know, what's exciting about this diamond is it's very hard to ascertain. This is not like that big, flawless $50 million diamonds. This is not what this is. I mean, you can see the diamond on the screen right in front of you right now. The diamond is actually several diamonds inside of it. So when you look at the diamond carefully, as a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can share my screen now. Is that possible? I'm sharing my screen. Let me give you a little video look at the diamond. Okay? This is an actual high definition video looking at the diamond. Now, this is not a smooth and simple diamond. In fact, what we're really looking at here, and I can maybe stop this a minute. You see over here? What's it? You see here? You see these areas over here where you can see right through the diamond? That's very sexy. That's very interesting. Now, you're dealing with 700 carats. So I don't know how big this area of cleanliness and clarity is. So what you need to understand here is you're dealing with a large 709 carat diamond that has within it hiding many other diamonds. So some of the analysis that we've seen, and it's also too big to put on some of the normal high definition scanning devices that are used for diamonds up to 300 carats. So when you, what is that? That's a video. So when you get down to it, it's very difficult for us to ascertain the quality. It is not a clean diamond. It is not a deep, flawless diamond. We don't know the exact color, and I'm hesitant to say anything because it really is the beauty in the eye of the beholder. So this is a diamond where real diamond experts need to figure out how to take this diamond, how to dice it up, whether they're going to make a big round stone or a big this. There's probably 100 carat in here, or 30 carat, or 20 carat. Now, all these different diamonds exist in here. They're not going to be, in my view, I don't know. You never know. Because once you cut a diamond and you go away, you usually, you might get surprises. But if you ask me as a diamond expert to tell you, most people see it as a sort of a, well, it's not the most fantastically expensive diamond. It's big, though. So its major characteristic is its bigness, but it'll be cut down into smaller diamonds. And that's why what we're trying to communicate to the world is the beauty of this diamond isn't just the physical characteristics of the color and the clarity. The beauty of this diamond is its role as a peace diamond. So to answer your question, it's not absolutely clear yet, and different experts will have different opinions. And that's why I'm happy that we're bringing this diamond to a fair market value, transparent, competitive auction, so that the person who sees the diamond in the best way will obviously offer the best price. And then what we're doing is we're adding on to the, how should I say, the value of the diamond by emphasizing the point that it's a peace diamond that's helping the people of Sierra Leone. But physically, this is probably one of the most complicated, difficult to understand diamonds in the whole world. It's just the way it is. I mean, you can see, I'll give you another twirl of the diamond. You see, if you take a look right now, looking through it this way, it looks terrible, right? But it's not terrible. You need real expertise. You need real expertise to understand this diamond. Like here, you see here how this whole section sits over here? I don't know how many carats that is. And I don't know how a diamond will fit into this diamond. But it's a pretty interesting story about how to take this diamond. You can also see different knots. You can see different pieces of the diamond interjecting in other pieces. So I would say to you, I can't tell you the quality of the diamond being very high. It obviously is problematic. But I am hopeful that the way in which we're selling the diamond will bring out the best price, because the people with the highest level of expertise about how to decide which diamonds are buried in this diamond, that's going to be, they're going to bid at the auction. So hopefully they will bid at the auction. And the big thing I also want to say to you is, it's a mystery. What's in this diamond, my friends? Who knows what's in this diamond? It's really a super expert question. What other diamonds are buried, are hiding in this diamond to be freed through the diamond manufacturing, the diamond cutting process? So that's what it is. I look at it, I think about it, I dream about this diamond sometimes because I look at it every day. But I will tell you, this is a complicated one. Not easy. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. A bit louder would be more helpful, but I can certainly hear you.
I'm Cecilia Matia from Civil Society, and I am following the value chain of the process, because Sierra Leone is part of the Keep Value process, as well as the AITI, the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. And so we are here to check on the value chain and see, like Rapaport said, they're interested in the story. We are equally interested in the story as well as the transparency measures. And as it is out there, we are also interested in the taxes. How much taxes will be paid out there? How much to come back, so that Rapaport helps us to add that into all what is going on. Otherwise, citizens might think that it's so much money, forgetting that there is some taxation and some other issues that goes with it. So as we go by, I would admonish Rapaport to give us, like you said, on the media, regular information on all of those issues so that we can also be here to track them down.
Calculate for me. Well, let me say that when I spoke with the government, first of all, there's a 15% royalty. They made it very clear to me that Sierra Leone has a Minerals Act which defines exactly how things are going to work. So my understanding is, and it could be different, etc., but my understanding is 15% royalty of the value that is paid for the diamond without consideration of any expenses. So if the diamond was to sell for $8 million or $10 million, I don't know. I'm afraid to say a number because I honestly have no idea what we will get in the fair market value process. But 15% right off the top goes to the government. Of the money that is remaining, whoever gets money as income needs to pay an additional 30% income tax. So if you looked at the thing overall, if you were at 8 million, I think we did a calculation there, Rezzy, you'd be talking about 2 and something million. You can calculate it yourself. 15% of 8 million, what have we got? That's going to be something like 1.2 million. And then if you've got another 30% of what's left over, so that would be 8 million minus 1.2 would be 6.8 million. And we've got 30% of 6.8. How much is that? Can someone here tell me? So those will be your numbers. Now, I know that the pastor wants to also do something for his community. So it's about 2. And what was the first number I gave you to? About $3 million, a little over 3 million if you're at 8. So what's the total percentage of, say, 15 plus 30? 40. Exactly. It's 40 exactly. It's approximately 40% goes directly to the government. Now, bear in mind, besides what's going to the government, diggers themselves, who are very, very poor, are going to get money that they're going to spend in their villages, they're going to spend in their community. So we're talking about an injection of additional funds into the artisanal sector. And when I say artisanal sector, I mean that these diggers who get the money, including the pastor, will be spending a lot of money in Sierra Leone. They'll be doing things. They'll be building. They'll be donating to their friends and family. You know, Sierra Leone is a very strong community. So they're going to be sharing some of their wealth. So I would estimate that we are going to get an economic benefit beyond simply the taxes. We're going to get an economic benefit as we create jobs, as we create things like the pastor is talking about trying to do something with education in this village. So that means that there'll be something going on there with teachers. You'll be helping. And I think there's a very strong interest in job creation. Is it possible to create jobs in the artisanal sector away from diamonds? And is it possible to do things? So I think that I spoke with the pastor, I spoke with the chief. They're certainly interested in this. And I know the government is as well. So, I think civil society here also recognizes this is great. We're doing things legitimately. So that's a big sea change. Now, the specific diamond, say $3 million, I don't know what it'll sell for. I hope it'll sell for a lot of money because I'm pushing as hard as I can on the peace diamond, fair trade, beneficiation concept. But I would estimate that, like you said, about 40, how much is it? 40%? 40.5. 40.5% to the government based on their Minerals Act, which they told me they're going to enforce. So, that's fine. Now, let's say you're a digger and you find a diamond. Okay, you're going to give 40.5% to the government, but then the rest of the money is yours. And you're going to live free. You're not going to take a bunch of cash from somebody, get it smuggled, hide in Europe, and have a crazy life. You're going to benefit your community. And that's what's so great about Pastor Momo and the chief here. We are seeing a turn, a sea change in how the artisanal sector is interacting with the government. So, I'm not just all good news, but I think that, figure if you're going to play the game here and you're going to be honest and straight and you find a big diamond, you're going to give the government 40.5, and then you and your family and your village and your community are going to be very settled and happy and growth. So, to answer your question, 40.5% is my estimate.
Thank you very much. And we'll just take the last question for now from the Sierra Leone end. And a lady has the opportunity to ask that question.
I'm Fatima Sise from Radio Democracy. According to you, the diamond you said is the most complicated one and also the most difficult one to understand. Does that mean that the sales of this diamond will be very challenging? That's one question. The second one is I want to know if you have any time frame for the sale of this diamond.
I didn't hear the last part of your question. I heard the first part relating to the complications of the diamond, but what was the last part of your question? Just the last sentence.
If you have any time frame for the entire process.
Yes, I announced today that the auction is going to take place December 4th in New York City. I will also tell you about some of the events we have planned. We're still confirming them, but we have one event planned in Israel this Thursday where we're going to be showing the diamond as an exhibition in the middle of the Israel Diamond Exchange, so lots of people will see it. We are planning to do the same thing in Belgium, in the Belgium Diamond Exchange, or one of the Belgium Diamond Exchanges, and of course in New York. December 4th, Monday evening, is when we plan to hold the auction. We are hoping to perhaps display the diamond at the United Nations as well and emphasize the peace diamond characteristics. And we're hoping also to display the diamond in maybe the Museum of Natural History. Now, the complications of the diamond, this is complicated, my friends. What can I tell you? It just is what it is. We are talking with some of the biggest experts in the world, and what we anticipate happening are groups of diamond dealers making bids using their experts. Most diamond dealers don't know how to deal with this diamond. You really need an expert. So we're getting the experts to see the diamond. We're getting the diamond scanned as best as we can with sarin. We will make available technical information about the diamond that we get from the biggest experts to the degree they wish to share that information. And we will make some of this information. So I think what we're doing right now is, it is a problem because it limits who can buy this diamond. If you're not an expert and you don't know how to cut it, or you don't have an expert, you're not going to be able to really bid on it. But what we're working on is the idea that there will be groups of people who will band together around experts and then bid on the diamond. But, you know, the diamond is what it is. You know, we can only do with it what we can. But I am hopeful that the peace diamond concept will help differentiate this diamond, make it desirable to wealthy people who may be calling some of the biggest jewelers in the world and saying, can you get me a piece of the peace diamond? Can I get a peace diamond? You know, and when you start thinking about 100-carat diamonds, because my understanding is that within this diamond that you're looking at on the screen is in fact a 100-carat or a 95-carat polished diamond. That's a big diamond. This doesn't sell to your average engagement ring customer in the United States. You're talking about millions of dollars. Now, what turns on these people? What makes it possible for them to buy is they would then interact with jewelers, who would then interact with wholesalers, who would then interact with you know, experts who understand how to cut it. But you know, this is a challenge. I can only tell you that, look, our job is to get fair market value as best as we can for this diamond by making sure that it's transparently offered for sale in a competitive manner. That's our first job. It was one of our jobs. Our second job is to create added value through the idea of the peace diamond benefiting the people of Sierra Leone, as in a diamond that makes the world a better place. So that's what we're doing here. And, you know, it's complex. It is what it is, you know, but we'll do the best that we can.
Thank you very much. And from this end, we'll pause with the questions. So now I'm over to you.
All right, Ari, do you have some questions coming in from other people? For Chala Kamara, please go ahead and ask your question. By the way, you type in, you must type in.
That's all right, okay.
Do we have anybody else? Yes, go ahead. I can't hear you. Yes.
It's not today, sir. 91 from someone. Oh, okay. What that on YouTube?
You know, you can type your question to Chala also. You can send it to us in text if you like, since we can't hear you so well. Do we have any other Americans on the line that would like to ask questions? Rob Bates or anyone like that?
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Is that Rob or is that Murtala?
That's Murtala Kamara calling.
Please, Murtala, go ahead.
Okay. How do you ensure integrity and transparency in this whole process?
Okay. Number one is we make sure that everyone who is interested in seeing the diamond has an opportunity to see the diamond, examine the diamond, and bid for the diamond in an open auction environment. So the idea of transparency is you can see it and you can buy it, and all you got to do is quote the highest price. So the transparency is involved in making sure that everybody can bid, everybody can examine the diamond. And that's how we ensure the transparency of the process of an auction, a live auction environment. And everybody can see what the price that people are bidding on here. It's all public. No secret deals, no one-on-one deals, all wide open, multiple bidders. Competing, multiple bidders is how we ensure fair market value and not limiting who can bid, except for, if they're money launderers or something. All legitimate people can bid. So that's how we ensure transparency, and that's how we ensure fair market value. It's transparency and competition that make the world go round when it comes to the ethics and when it comes to the fairness and the fair market value of what we're doing.
Okay, thank you for responding. I still have a few other reservations I'd like to share. You emphasize on the uniqueness of this diamond and its complex nature, and that's where the issue of transparency comes in. And if I may, what interest are you representing? Are you representing the interest of the Sierra Leone people or the interest of buyers as you are a marketing entity?
I am representing the interests of the government of Sierra Leone with whom I have a contract. I'm representing the interests of Pastor Momo, who is the owner of the diamond, and as well as the chief. But fundamentally, I am representing the interest of the government and the people of Sierra Leone in this matter, and no one else.
Oh.
I'll also point out I'm not taking any money because I believe in what we are doing. You may want to look up history about Martin Rapaport in Sierra Leone. Take a look at some of the stuff you see that we've done in the past as well. But I believe in this. I believe in doing the right thing here. And I believe that if we do the right thing, it works out for us. But the truth of the matter is we're spending a lot of time and money and effort to do this, and we're not looking for anything in return. I only want God to reward me, not man.
And we remain very humble by that, Martin. I think that is the whole rationale, and that is why, as a government, we feel very much proud that of all those that expressed interest to auction this diamond on behalf of the government and the pastor, when we vetted them, we feel very comfortable with Rapaport Group, because for them to say, you know what, we believe in the ethical, the transparent and development piece for this diamond, and that your philosophy resonates very clearly with this piece diamond. I'm sure this is where we remain very grateful. And I'm also happy that Ari has just indicated that the viewing of the diamond in New York, slated tentatively from November the 15th to December 30, with an indication that the auction will take place on the 4th of December, that is going to be corrected. I think that will be very helpful as well.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That was just a typo. It's going to be for December 4th. By after December 4th, no more viewing. Then we just go collect the money and send it to you.
We appreciate that correction.
Yeah, I'll make that correction right away. I should like to point out also that our agreement with the government of Sierra Leone is all the monies raised here goes directly to the government of Sierra Leone. Okay? So all the money's going right to the government.
Thank you for that.
So everybody should feel comfortable about it. We're not touching the money. All right. Good. Any more questions? Yes, go ahead. Leah Redder's with a client. They're in Belgium, I would guess. A question from Belgium, please.
Yeah.
Leah, you have to go off mute. Does Rob Bates or any of those people from the States have any questions? Yeah, Rob, I'm expecting questions, Rob.
Yes, hi, I'm Mark from Antwerp.
Yes.
And I'm a diamond corporation, and I'm interested about the diamonds. I would like to know what's the minimum bid for this diamond?
We haven't set a minimum bid. We can tell you, though, that a bid of $7.8 million, $7.777 million, which was provided for earlier, was refused. But the way we're sitting here is we're going to hear what's there, and we're going to make a decision. The way I understand it is we're going to make a decision after we get the bid. The government will make a decision together with Pastor Momo about what they wish to accept as the bid. And I'm hopeful that we will get more money, maybe a lot more money if we're lucky, but it's in God's hands in terms of what we get. But the decision will be made once we have a good firm bid. And of course, we need to validate that the bid is accurate and everything else. But it's my understanding that the decision will be made after the auction process, whether or not to accept it. And there is no reserve prices that I have. We have understand now that we're making public. Should we have a reserve price that we wish to make public later, we will do so. At this stage, my advice has been, let's see what it brings, and then let's make a decision on the spot as to whether or not we will accept the bid. But I'm pretty sure that we would like to sell the diamond and bring the benefit to the people of Sierra Leone in a reasonable and timely fashion. And I think that reasonable bids, especially if they're competitive, especially if they reflect the honest state of the market and in a fair market value way with competitive bidding, I do believe that a good bid will be, probably accepted. Sorry, I don't have, any other better, specific numbers for you.
Do they have a target price?
Not at this stage. It's a very complicated diamond, and we're adding value through the Peace Diamond Initiative. So, it's going to be an interesting situation when we find out what we're going to get. We'll certainly get what the diamond will yield. That's a no-brainer. The question is if there'll be a premium on the diamond because of the idea that it's a Peace Diamond, and I think there will be. I will also point out that our marketing efforts are going to go all the way out to the consumers, to the wealthiest people in the world. We want them talking about the diamond, thinking about the diamond, calling their jewelers, asking about the diamond. So we're trying to create a reasonable level of demand in a very short time frame. And we're talking probably less than 6 weeks right now. Okay, a day less than 6 weeks in terms of the auction. So, I'm sorry I can't give you any numbers, but you're more than willing to make a bid if you'd like to. We'd love to hear your view of what you think the diamond could sell for if you could give us a bid. We'd love to get bids. I'm looking for bids.
Do they have, one more question, do they have an idea what comes out from that stone, which shape and how many carats polish?
Well, there's a number of ideas here. We will be talking with Sarin about it. Like I mentioned, their galaxy system cannot look inside this diamond because of its size, so we don't know the size of the diamonds, taking into consideration the clarity aspects of this thing. However, having said that, we do have experts analyzing it from Sarin, and subject to agreement with the government, we will try to make that information available. In the event that you would like to find experts that would help you to ascertain what might come out of this diamond, we should be happy to try to help you to talk with experts and to get opinions. We are spending 6 weeks to have the diamond available in all the markets. Well, almost all the markets where these experts exist, Israel, Belgium, and New York. So we're pretty good in terms of making it available for experts to analyze the diamond and communicate with their clients what they think can come out of the diamond. But I honestly don't have answers about what exactly can come out of this diamond. And I do know that the experts we've spoken to so far all have different opinions, which is why this makes this such an interesting diamond. It's like everybody looks at it, sees different opportunities for the different kinds of not just the sizes, but the types of diamonds. oval 100 carat, around 100 carat? I don't know. An emerald cut 100 carat? What sells the best price? There's a lot of different people with a lot of different views about the kinds of diamonds that are hiding inside this amazing 709 carat diamond.
Is this the biggest diamond that they ever found?
This is the 14th largest diamond ever discovered.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. A question from Rob Bates that he texted in. I'll read the question. Why don't you read it out loud?
Asking if you feel the provenance will add any value to the diamond?
Do Rapaport feel that the provenance, by provenance they mean the idea of the diamond being a peace diamond, okay? Will the peace diamond designation add value to the diamond? Is that the question? I believe so. It really depends how it's marketed. I am committed to making every effort to market this diamond so that anyone that bids on it or buys it is fully aware of the social consequences of this diamond helping the people of Sierra Leone. And I find it hard to believe that any buyer who is sophisticated will not know how to take advantage of that fact when the resultant polish of this diamond is then sold on. I'm also making a commitment here, at least from the Rapaport Group, to provide the buyer of this diamond, as long as we can track the creation of the polished diamonds out of this diamond, we will be happy to certify the resultant polished diamonds as peace diamonds. So that's something.
If I may add to that, Martin, I think the thinking of the government here is very clear why we have referred to this as a peace diamond. Just as I mentioned in my introductory remarks earlier on, over the years, if you go to the conflict we endured in the 90s, the Civil War, part of the reasons attributed to the outbreak of the war in the first place was this agitation for our natural resources, particularly diamonds. So in essence, remotely or otherwise, diamonds contributed to the despicable war we had until in the 2002, when we declared the war over. Now that Sierra Leone can boast of the second largest piece of diamond ever found since 1972, it is with the greatest gratification that we call this the peace diamond. Not so much because we are part of the Kimberley process or the EITI, but because this diamond in itself, after it will have been sold, is going to benefit the communities from where the diamond was found and also benefits the people of Sierra Leone. That way it can add value, not just to the transparency, but the improvement of the lives of the people, which in itself is part of the promotion of the peace-building mechanism Sierra Leone is promoting after our hostilities. So it is very apt to call this diamond the Sierra Leone peace diamond. That is just a brief contribution to that.
Thank you very much, Abdullah. And I would like to point out here, first of all, this diamond and what's happening with it is a sign of trust between the diggers, the artisanal sector, the chiefs, and the government of Sierra Leone. What we're seeing here is we're seeing Pastor Momo say, I trust the president of Sierra Leone. I trust the government of Sierra Leone to get me, to help me to get a fair price for this diamond, and I don't mind paying taxes. Clearly, that was not the case before the war. So we are transcending over here. The other thing that I think we should be thinking about, Rob, from the marketing perspective is, if a person has an advantage with a certain product and says, this diamond is a peace diamond, you just have to know how to sell it. So the idea that the diamond is complicated is true, but so is the marketing. And so we're hoping that the people who bid for this diamond, some of them will know how to optimize the tremendous opportunity of the social benefits that this diamond brings to people. And I think going down to the image of a woman receiving a diamond, and she knows this diamond saves lives, clean water, this diamond gives education, this diamond helps people. It has to make her feel better. And as Stephen Lucier says many times, the head of marketing of the Bears, you don't sell the diamond, you sell the idea behind the diamond. And there is no finer, better, more beautiful idea than helping some of the poorest people in the world to create economic benefits, especially sustainable economic benefits. So, yeah, I think, Rob, this is a challenge for the United States industry, and not just the United States industry, for the global diamond industry to think about how they can take advantage of this fantastic opportunity of a peace diamond to add value to the diamond, to their customers, to the person giving a gift of the diamond, because this is going to give you that amazingly good feeling when every time you look at one of these peace diamonds, the polished diamonds, you're going to know the money from that diamond really helped some of the people in the world who needed the help the most. So, to me, this is like amazing. Maybe there's other people that don't care about it, but all you need is the customers. All you need are the people who really care about the fact that you're benefiting the world. And my belief is, and especially among the wealthier people in the world, okay, so it's not a D, maybe it's an H, but this baby really helps people. Weigh that for a woman receiving something. She will wear this diamond with the kind of pride and proudness and really love of her husband, whoever gives it to her, that, wow, this is a really good guy, man. He really is giving me something extremely special. So, Rob, I think that it's a challenge for the industry to transcend the commoditization idea of all we sell is the product. No, we sell the product and the idea behind the product. And if you ask me, that is really the future of the diamond industry, these ideas behind the product. More questions? Any more?
Yes, there's a question from
Louder.
There's a question from Elizabeth Bronfeld. It was mentioned before that Sierra Leone wanted to encourage other miners in the future to bring their goods forward in the manner that the peace diamond has been. Is this a process that we're hoping to adapt even the average stone? And if so, how does Sierra Leone hope to go forward with this process in the future?
Was everybody able to hear the question? The question is, will this move on to other diamonds, smaller sizes, etc.? It is our sincere hope that the result of this diamond, artisanal diggers throughout Sierra Leone and maybe other countries will say, yes, trust the government. Yes, pay the 40.5% taxes. It's okay. And get the fair market value for the diamond. And I know that we will be working also with the government of Sierra Leone to try to implement this kind of behavior and to try to help the government of Sierra Leone to get fair market value. Because, you need to understand something. Every time a diamond is found, in some way, the government of Sierra Leone is, a 40.5% partner, 15% royalty, 30% income tax. So the people of Sierra Leone are essentially partners because of the taxation in all these diamonds. So the more diamonds that go through legitimate channels, the more tax revenue raised, the more benefits go to people. So when you sell a diamond, if you found one, whether it's a 700 carat diamond or whether it's a 7-point diamond, like a 0.07 carat diamond, you'll be thinking, okay, I'm going to get the benefit. So the cycle of beneficiation from the diamond will work through the taxes in the government to create real benefit in the artisanal areas. Now, the only thing I pray is that the government of Sierra Leone, in fact, will make sure that the benefits for the diamonds in a reasonable manner decided by the government go to the areas where the diamonds are found to encourage more artisanal diamonds to work through the government. And we will be working with the government, with God's help, to come up with plans and ideas and ways for fair market value to be created with the assistance of the government, and so that the trust and the relationship between the artisanal sector and the government will only go from better to better and only be more and more positive. So yes, I am hopeful that this is a trend that we will be able to support and create as more people, in fact, go through the legitimate and the taxes and the how should I say, the official legitimate channels when it comes to marketing their diamonds.
Thank you very much, Martin. And from the Sierra Leonean end here, one Elizabeth Brunfeld just sent in a question, which I'll read. Then the acting director of mines, who is part of this briefing, Alusain Timbo, will respond. And the question reads, it was mentioned before that Sierra Leone wanted to encourage other miners in the future to bring their goods forward in the manner that the Peace Diamond has been. Is this a process that we are hoping to adapt for even the average stones? If so, how does Sierra Leone hope to go forward with this process in the future? The acting director of mines, Alusain Timbo, will respond to that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Elizabeth. This is something that the government is strongly looking towards and trying to adopt, because we actually want to get a fair price for every diamond, and especially when it is coming from the artisanal miners. We want to encourage the artisanal miners as much as we could, so that we will abort this issue of smuggling of our diamonds and try to have a maximum price for their products. So we are looking at working with a lot of other partners, creating cooperatives for artisanal miners, so that we'll more or less go through the value chain that somebody mentioned here earlier. And the essence of this is to have a fair price for most of their products. If you listen to the chief previously, he told you that most times these miners will be taken to a dark room by some dealers, and much of what they pay for these diamonds is far below expectation. So we are looking at working with potential partners who are very much interested in this direction to ensure that we create the partnership and open up the opportunity for these miners so they have a fair price of their diamonds. And that is exactly what the chief, the pastor did. When he got the diamond, he brought it forward to the government, just so that the government creates the opportunity that he has a fair price for it.
Thank you very much. I think we're in good shape here. Are there any more last questions? Because we have to wrap it up already. We're at an hour and 15 minutes. There's one more question from Mr. Kamara. Or... Okay, we're very transparent.
Yeah, thank you for the information that you've shared so far. I just have, one or two questions more. First of all, I would like to ask whether you guys, who are the marketing agency representing the Sierra Leone government, have done so much in terms of negotiating a better deal, and who is actually like the main evaluator for this particular diamond come November, when it will be, displayed, during the auction. And then the second question goes to...
1 second, I didn't understand the first question. Could you just make it a little clearer? You're asking who is responsible, or what is the question?
Yeah, who will be doing the, the evaluation during, the bidding of this diamond, and what efforts, as far as your marketing strategy is concerned, have you made, or have you gone so far in terms of, trying to influence maybe the buying side, or the, the committee that is set up to look into, the selling of this diamond? That is the first question. How
let
do
me answer the first one. Let me answer the first one, and then you ask the second one. Is that okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Look, what we're doing is this. There's a two-pronged approach. The first approach is to make sure that anyone that wants to see the diamond can see the diamond. We provide security, insurance. We provide the shipping. We provide all of the infrastructure requirements so we can move the diamond between Israel, Belgium, and the United States in a safe and secure manner, so that all the buyers who want to see the diamonds can see them, and so that the auction can be held in an open, transparent manner. Everybody can see what's going on. We expect Pastor Momo will be present as well. So all of the bidding will be absolutely public. It'll be available online on the internet, so people will be able to see it. The second approach we're taking to add value is to emphasize the idea that this is a peace diamond that helps the people of Sierra Leone. And in the marketing of the resultant polished, anyone who buys this diamond is going to have an advantage because they will be able to say that the diamonds are peace diamonds that make the world a better place. Our fundamental marketing message is this diamond makes the world a better place. This diamond makes Sierra Leone a better place. This diamond helps some of the poorest people in the world. So that is really the issue. Now, in terms of who's doing this, I am going to be personally, Martin Rapaport, that is, the chairman of the group, will be personally overseeing every aspect of the marketing of this diamond to make sure that it's done correctly and properly. Okay? So that's the answer to your first question. Second.
So are you guaranteeing the Sierra Leone people that you will get the monetary value against the material value of this diamond?
Right. We're going to put it up for auction. So whoever can pay more will have a shot at it. So that's how we will make sure we're getting the right value.
Okay. The second question goes to the representative, I think is Mr. Abdullah Berete. Mr. Berete, what mechanisms have you put in place, I mean the Sierra Leone government, to ensure that whatever proceeds, gained from this diamond would actually go to benefit the communities where this diamond was found?
Thank you very much. I think this question was shared between myself and the acting director. For us as a government, just as any other revenue generating activities we undertake, we pay the monies into the consolidated revenue fund for the development. For specific to this diamond, there are provisions in the Minerals Act that whatever is accrued, a certain percentage must be recycled into the community. And that, of course, has already been made public. But as I mentioned, the details of what the provisions are in the Act, this is where I'm sure the acting director of mines will keep it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berete. We already have structures in place to handle that. I'm sure you are aware of the Diamond Area Community Development Fund, which from time to time we distribute to communities where mining activities are carried out. So every year, depending on the number of licenses generated from each particular mining chiefdom, we give back to those communities 0.75% of the 3% value, which is the royalty figure they pay to government. That fits back into the communities, and the communities will more or less develop project proposals wherein those monies will be feed into to more or less accomplish the project. And there are also monitoring mechanisms to ensure that those projects are fully implemented. Yes, we have the Diamond Area Community Development Fund, and I'm quite sure the community that where this diamond came from will actually be directly from those funds.
Just a tidbit, how effectively are you engaging these communities in trying to identify areas of development in their various communities, sir?
Well, that is what the gentleman just mentioned by way of closing on that question, that for us, it is also local ownership. It is part of the empowerment strategy. That is why the diamond development areas, they are involved. That is why all what the government do through the ministry, once that percentage is given them, we can only support them in the development of proposals for what will benefit them. Because we don't want to say this is what is good for you. They also have a real indication of what they wanted. And of course, the government's agenda will also be the benefit overall in the national case, apart from what is paid to them directly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berete.
The lady from civil society may just want to wrap something on that.
For the benefit and development of communities, the civil society, together with the National Minerals Agency, have set up community development committees. moving forward, because of all of these questions, we have gone into all mining enclaves and set up community development committees comprising peace parliamentarians, councils, women's representatives, youth, religious leaders, landowners, farmers association, and any traditional organization or group that belongs to that community. What we have done is that they are opening their accounts and all mining benefits are coming into it. Part of the development, the community development agreement model has these trainings and professional issues. So all monies bearing towards development in communities, in mining enclaves, will now be handed over to mining communities and they manage theirs through their development plans. But the CDC, the Community Development Committee, will not be chaired or vised by either the paramount chief or the parliamentarian or council. We've made sure that these three categories of people are representatives of the committee, but they can't chair, they can't be a vice. We are going to allow the other groups, the other categories, to now select their chairs and then their vice to run these committees. So moving forward, that's the model that is started.
And Martin and Ari and Koryardu, I'm sure on our own part here, as we are rounding up, I want to take this opportunity to thank Rapaport, the paramount chief, of course, the pastor, and all members from civil society and the media. We remain very grateful as a government that they are able to join us in this press conference. And moving forward, we are hopeful that the video, the clip will be shared with us, for particularly our television journalists here who may want to use them. Thank you, and we appreciate that we have been part of this.
Yes, thank you all very much, and thank you also everybody who participated. And I want you to know, this press conference is one of the points of transparency. Anyone that has any questions, not now because we got to end the press conference, you can email, you can send an email to peacediamond@rapaport.com, and we would be happy to get questions and issues. Nothing is hidden, everything is open. So I want to thank you very much, the government of Sierra Leone, certainly the pastor, certainly the paramount chief, and certainly all the media and all the NGOs who have questions and want to be concerned and have ideas. We're open, we're listening, we're sensitive to everybody, and we pray that everything from here is going to go very good and that we will have a very successful sale of this most important diamond. So thank you all very, very much, and we wish you all a good day and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Subject. How do we leave? You're going to shut me down here?